Did you see me? I was hiding. I was trying to be camouflaged, hidden in the forest. So, guess what we're talking about today? How animals play hide and seek. Well, mostly hide. And how they can be camouflaged. Okay, the first thing you probably need to know is not all animals do camouflage. If y'all remember my little friend here, Cardi B, definitely not camouflaged. And I'll talk about that in a minute. Okay, one thing that you need to know is animals are generally divided between predators and prey. And prey, let's see, what's this? Oh, we've got a newborn fawn here. And the fawn can't do anything to protect itself except hide. And you see how fawns have those little spots on their back? Well, that means that if they're hiding in the trees, the sunlight will sprinkle down on them and they'll look dappled. That's what you call that spotty pattern that you see under the sun. Okay, and oh, here we've got a cute little bunny rabbit. Okay, and you see, if this guy were someplace where there wasn't green grass, he could hide too, camouflaged, so nobody would eat him. Okay, predators, the ones that do the eating of the cute little bunny rabbits, they can be camouflaged too. Here's a coyote. We've got lots of coyotes in the park. You probably won't see them because they only come out at sunset. And here is a bobcat. Rumor has it we have these here too. Okay, and you see how the bobcat has little stripes? Well, guess what? Against tree branches, he's going to be pretty hidden too. Okay, a trick for knowing if you're looking at a predator or prey. Okay, see the bunny rabbit? Okay, he's got eyes on the side. Eyes on the side, hide. And the coyote, eyes in front, hunt. So one more time. Eyes on the side, hide. Eyes in front, hunt. Okay, there are other ways of camouflaging. This is an anole, and I know you have these all over your yards and all over San Antonio. And look at this one. He's green. So if he's on leaves or evidently on bricks, he'll be green. But if he's trying to hide against wood or stone, he can turn brown just like that. And there's a little song that goes with this guy. Have you ever seen a lizard, a lizard, a lizard? Have you ever seen a lizard all dressed up in green, with green eyes and green nose and green legs and green toes? Oh my gosh, look how long his toes are. Have you ever seen a lizard all dressed up in green? Have you ever seen a lizard all dressed up in brown, with brown eyes and brown nose and brown legs and brown toes? Have you ever seen a lizard all dressed up in brown? Okay, now I'm going to talk about Cardi B here, as in Cardinal Boy. Okay, and Cardi wanted me to show you this with his wife. There's Cardi, and there's his wife. Okay, Cardi's not camouflaged, but his wife is. So why does she need to be camouflaged? Because she's the one that sits on the nest with the eggs, and you don't want predators where their eggs are because they can't fly off their eggs. Okay, on the other hand, Cardi, if there's a predator around, can fly and distract the predator and keep it away from the nest. And other birds do the same thing. These are blue jays, and you see the male is all blue and pretty and fancy, and boy, you can barely see his wife right there. Okay, there's something else that animals can do. They can mimic, which means copy something else. This is a monarch butterfly. Okay, and you see how it's orange and it has some stripes and some spots on it. And monarchs taste really, really nasty to birds because all they eat is milkweed, which is poisonous to pretty much anything except for butterflies. And it'll make a bird that eats a monarch sick, and that bird will never eat another monarch. Well, this is another kind of butterfly called a queen. And sure enough, it's about the same color as the monarch, and it's got stripes and spots. Okay, looks a little bit different, but it looks enough like a monarch where if a bird has had a monarch before and gotten sick, it's going to leave this alone. Okay, and mimicry can also, this one's a little tricky to see, make something look like something else. This is a moth, but it looks like it has eye spots there and a big mouth, and its body looks kind of like a nose. So a bird's gonna leave this thing alone because it looks like, you know, some sort of big mouth frog with big eyes and a big mouth. Scary, huh? Okay, so let's look around and see animals camouflaging in the wild. Sort of. They aren't real animals, but close enough. Okay, here we have an armadillo. Armadillos are slow little creatures that wander around on the ground and dig and eat bugs. Okay, they've got great claws for digging, but they aren't much good at protecting themselves. All they can do is roll into a ball with their hard shell. But you see, the armadillo is kind of the color of the ground and stone, so it can hide. It's camouflaged. Okay. Oh my gosh! Eek! A skunk! Is the skunk camouflaged? No. And of course, when skunks walk, they hold up their cute little fluffy tails like this. The skunk wants you to know it's coming. And if you see it, you're not going to get close because phew, skunk will spray you, so it does not need to be camouflaged. Okay, got a couple more over here. Okay, this one is a turtle shell. And you see how this is all sorts of browns and greens. Okay, this guy can hide all sorts of places. Camouflaged. And yes, guys, this was a real snake, you know, like 50 years ago or something. Okay, you see how the rattlesnake here has kind of patterned scales, and he's all sorts of different shades of brown and black. He can hide and wait for whatever it is that he wants to eat to pop out, and then he'll spring out and eat it. Camouflage. Okay, and one more guy here. Doesn't hide as well as I'd like on here. This is a Texas horned lizard, and this guy can do a couple of really neat things, the real ones. He can get very, very flat to the ground, so he's hard to see. His colors blend in. And you see how he has spikes The only sharp spikes are really the ones on his head. These are just kind of scales, but they kind of reflect the sun, so it makes it look like this is just rocks on top of the ground. Very tricky form of camouflage. Okay, I want y'all to see if you can find any camouflaged insects and spiders around here. Okay, what's this guy hiding in the grass? A green grasshopper. Okay, so this guy can camouflage here. Okay, this is a tricky one. If we can zoom in here, here is a cricket. And when I set him out on the ground here, he was so well camouflaged. I had to put a stick by him so I could remember where he was. Okay, nobody's gonna see this guy to eat him if he doesn't move. Another insect that chooses to be brown, cockroach. And this one wants to be where the dirt is really brown. This is a dung beetle. This guy will eat poop, so he wants to be kind of black and dark brown. And finally, over there we have a tarantula. Again, he's going to want to be where the ground is dark. Okay, so let me shut this. Don't need that now. And we're just going to review real quickly with this book, Look Again, by Steve Jenkins and Robin Page. Okay, so staying alive can be a challenge for animals in the wild. Many creatures face the constant threat of being eaten by bigger and stronger animals. And even the fiercest hunters must find prey or they will starve. Staying hidden, whether from predators or prey, is one way to stay alive. And many animals do this surprisingly well. Roots, leaves, and branches. Each part of a tree is a different habitat. Tree bark, you see that? Tree bark and moss and algae that grow on it provide a home and a resting place for a variety of animals. So what's that? That looks like a tree frog. And oh my gosh, this is an insect that looks like moss, and I can't even tell what this guy is. It's got eyes. And look at that, you've got a hawk on top of a roost. Okay, flowers produce nectar and pollen, foods that attract insects, birds, and bats. For some creatures, these blossoms are also a colorful place to hide. And our flowers haven't really come out yet. But you see here you have a lizard. We have these crab spiders here, and they'll pop out later. We have, I can't tell what's on here, but we have a lot of yellow butterflies. And they're called sulfurs, and they like yellow flowers. Another insect and a pink flower. And oh my gosh, in the tropics, there's a parrot hiding in a, looks like a bottlebrush plant. Okay, the leaves and plant debris that cover the forest floor offer the animals that live there lots of ways to conceal themselves. And so you'll have little mice and chipmunks that run along the ground, and oh, yeah, the rattlesnake could do that, hide in the leaves. Toad in the dirt. And I don't know what kind of insect that is. Oh, and this is a katydid. You see how it looks just like a leaf? if you wait a couple of months, you'll see those in the early summer here. Okay, so you guys should know a little bit about where animals can hide. Now what we're going to do now is something that's going to be in the grab bags, which are going to be handed out on the second Saturday in April. And I have here pictures of a bunch of different critters that live in the park. And what you can do is you can take these and you can put them where you think they would hide. And then you're going to need to be able to tell your parents why you hid them there. Okay, I'm going to head out this way. Okay, this is something called the juniper hairstreak butterfly, and it likes, I'm just putting it in a little tree here, ash juniper trees. Okay, and it can hide here because it's got the green and kind of the reddish brown and a more yellow brown. Okay, a hawk. And this guy, you probably wouldn't hide here because this is a root, but you see how he's the same color as that wood? Okay, deer. Deer can hide anywhere. So we put them just in the woods. And we've got more here too. But you've seen how that works. Time. 2 minutes. Okay, so now you understand how camouflage works. And there's another activity that you're going to be given that I'm not going to show you exactly how to do now. Here's my example hump. Okay, and this you don't want to do in the park because you remember you can't take anything but photographs or leave anything but footprints here. Okay, you'll get a sheet of little frogs and you can color them, and then you can glue them onto some cardboard like part of a cereal box. And you can glue on, this is from my backyard, all sorts of leaves to camouflage them, okay? But that's something to do at home, not at the park. All right, I hope you enjoyed camouflage, and I'll see you next month. Don't forget, second Saturday in April to get your grab bags on hide and seek. Bye.